Go. Hello, everybody. It's Curia here, and today, random speech. Okay. In other words, hey everybody, this is Curia of the 2021 Gamers here, and welcome to another installment of Dish It Out. Let's introduce our lovely guests or admins for today's broadcast. We got Susan Lucari, Fan 16.
Hello everyone, nice to be here.
We got PHWixCast from 123, our new member.
Unexpectedly.
We got our main leader of the group, Mag-McClaric.
Yo.
And we got our special guest for us today, Trico 101 Piplup.
Yo.
Alright. For those who don't know, Dish It Out... It's fine. For those who don't know, Dish It Out is where we talk about various subjects, ranging from anime to etc. Speaking of anime, that is exactly what we're going to talk about today. We are basically going to give our own individual opinions of animes that we watched, animes that we started with, in other words, our history with it, our favorite anime, and, well, we'll talk about future anime we may or may not be seeing in the future. So, I think to start this off, let's have our guest, Tree, give her experience with anime. So go right ahead.
My first anime was probably Sailor Moon or Pokemon. But then, let's just say when I was a kid, I thought everything was made in America, so it was like, this is Americans?
Okay.
Little did I know that there were other countries out there.
Okay. Alright, and your favorite anime?
I have to say either Death Note or probably Fairy Tail.
Interesting.
And I also like Italia too.
Very interesting. Alright. Next, we will move on with our second female in the group, Susan Lucari, Fan 16.
Okay. Well, the first anime I got into, well, I guess Pokemon was the start of everything for me because, yeah, when I was younger, I just saw it one day, I'm like, what is this? Soon I kept on watching it, and soon I enjoyed it very much. The first, like, real Japanese anime that I got into was actually Black Butler. Very interesting anime it was.
Okay. And as for your favorite anime?
My favorite anime is Italia because I enjoy it. I've watched all 5 seasons and the movie. It's funny. Sure, the episodes may be short, but it has moments that I can laugh at and that I can fangirl over, especially with Japan. He's my favorite out of all of them. He's so cute. I also like Oran Host Club as well. Can't get enough Atomiki.
True that.
By far, his Italia is my favorite. Can't get enough of Japan.
Wait, what am I doing here?
What am I doing?
No. Okay. Next, we will move on to Mag-McClaric.
Well, my first anime is totally noobing it out there. Dragon Ball Z, and this was back when it was on Toonami. It's pretty good. It still holds up today for me, at least. But then it helped me branch out onto other anime, such as the beautifully mastered Akira, or Akira, however you want to put. I always pronounce it Akira. And then there's I think it was Case Closed. I love that. Artemis the Third. That's an old one for you again. And throwing another one out there, there's Record of Lotus War, Laudas, however you want to pronounce it. As I said, I'm not good at pronouncing.
AKA Lord of the Rings, the anime.
Holy F.
Then you have, you got classic anime movies like Ninja Scroll, which is, if you like ninjas, boobs, and blood, that you right there because it's got everything. I didn't mention this the first time we tried to record this whole thing and failed horribly at it.
Why do I feel liquid coming out of my ears?
I wanted to mention Rurouni Kenshin. That was the all-time favorite anime out of them all. But if I had to say my favorite anime as of right now, it would be definitely the Gundam series.
Bzzz.
And that's gonna wrap it up for me.
Okay. Alrighty. Next is Swift.
Alright. First anime I ever watched and or remember was the Pokemon episode like before Ash captured Krabby.
Ass captured Krabby?
No, I said Krabby.
I know. Though
Okay, but we have to throw in humor because humor is what makes the world go round.
I know what you meant, Swift. Just go ahead.
Anyways, when Ash was introducing his Pokemon, like Pikachu, Pidgeotto, Butterfree, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, that was really one of the things I remember when first watching.
Get 'em, gotta get 'em all. Gotta get 'em all.
I saw the images and saw a few things as to what's happening, but as of what I've seen, it's okay.
Okay.
Well, as of currently now. Back then, back in the Generation 1 anime, that was something different. I mean, I have most of the VHSs, some I mostly remember, some of them I can't basically remember at all, but other than that, it was a good experience though. Yes.
Hey, did you know that the Gen 1 anime was supposed to last like half a year originally? Yeah, and the first movie was supposedly gonna have Ash's kid at the end.
Oh yes, and what Wade was trying to say is... what Wade was trying to say is that in the original movie cut, like before, like the current Pokemon first movie you see before you, originally the Pokemon Gen 1 anime was originally supposed to end after the first movie, and Ash and Misty were gonna get hitched. But apparently, I don't know, for some reason they got scrapped, and now, a few seasons later, he's still 10 years old.
Yeah, I think I'll save that for a separate video, but I will say this. I think even if that was supposed to be intended as an anime, as a way to wrap up the finale, I think it would have sucked balls either way. You know what movie was also designed to wrap up the anime series? End of Eva. And that movie sucks more dicks than... I'll shut up.
Anyways, anyways, the next anime I do remember growing up with, and was one of my childhood favorites, was Bubble, or Bubble in short, whatever you like to call it. Well, originally, when I saw a Toonami promo of it, I originally thought I was gonna sink. Originally, since I did not know what's going on, and I thought the cast were annoying when I saw the promo. But when I saw episode 8, I was wrong. The cast were likable, the humor was in the correct pace, and the cast mostly annoyed me.
Okay.
I think one of my favorite characters from that series was, apparently, not surprising, the main character, Bubble. Seeing as though how he uses his mostly friends as shields, in a comedic way, and not in a, oh, hey, that's immediately oh wait, that's what I really just said. Like you usually, anyways,
That must be a lot of hair gel.
yeah, but yes, and the story was that a evil company called the Evil Hair Hunter Troop wants to shave the place bald. Why? Because villains. Anyways, and Bubble has to stop this reckoning by using his, I'm not joking about this, his super fist of the nose hair.
I get it.
He's fighting villains with 2 nostrils.
I get it.
Oh, is that? Never mind. Anyways, the episode I first watched was episode 8, when it was its name was first introduced. And after that, after the episode 8, I usually checked on every Saturday on Toonami, back then at least. I used to watch every episode every day. Every Saturday. And I never missed a single episode.
That's good.
And, and I also heard about the sequel, which is currently in a manga state, but as I recently heard by other people, that the original fans of the original TV show were ignoring, or were not fond of it due to its, having a little sense into it. So as a total, the original fans of the first show hated the sequel because it made sense.
Makes sense.
I am not making that up.
I know, that show is meant not to make sense whatsoever.
Much like Attack on Titan.
That much. Anyways,
And again, I haven't read that, so I can't even say
Didn't you
anything about it.
meet?
what'd you say?
I haven't
Didn't you
seen
meet people from that show, Swift?
From Bubble.
Oh yes, Bubble. Anyways, well, yes, Bubble had a comic sequel that originally left off from the original TV show. And apparently, as I've also checked, there were also extra parts in the manga. There you go, that I checked on my YouTube channel back then. And, well, I was kind of interested. Mostly being that Bubble, the TV series, ended on its 76th episode on a cliffhanger. Why? Heck, even the announcer said, we ran out of episodes.
I have no idea.
What he said. I have no idea why, but... why? Anyways. Whew.
And your favorite anime?
Oh yes, anyways, the next one. I don't know if this will count as anime, but I also am very fond of the Transformers series. I went to its cons, I've watched...
American anime.
Yes, American anime. I originally... let's see. Anyways, originally the Transformers series aired in Japan, as in... the title of it. Let's see. It's called Fight Super Robots Lifeform Transformers.
Last I checked, it was originally toys with no personality, and Hasbro was the one that gave them personalities and created the American cartoon, but I digress.
Precisely. The first one I ever, watched it not full of, was Transformers Car Robot, or RID 2001 in the American version. Which was originally dubbed by Fox Kids back then. The same people who were responsible for let's see. Oh yeah, Digimon anime and the
And the Pokemon anime?
and
Well, no. They only did. They didn't do Pokemon. Also, they go Power Rangers.
anyways, which is yes, and for anyways, and for the episodes that I remember, I remember mostly was literally the last episode, which was one of the episodes I remember most. And literally one of the scenes that I can remember on the top of my head is when Skybite and the other 4 Predacons were hiding like little cowards thinking, it's hoping to not get involved in the war, getting beaten to a bloody pulp. Not until Galvatron, in his Griffin mode, spots them and hoping they fight.
Griffin's Beast. Sorry.
Anyways, Skyby and the other 4 Predacons agreed, mainly because they don't want to end up being by their own commander/leader, so they basically went charged like Rewind Jenkins, and would you know it, big fail.
Much like the Michael Bay movies.
I kind of have to agree with Ray.
Continue.
And and the one I remember, the Transformers series that really got me into the Transformers merchandise and the series was Cybertron. Was one of the third part of the Unicron trilogy, Cybertron.
Yes, where they gave the Transformers theme a rap, basically.
Yes. Where basically it's a Transformers anime anyways, I actually got interested into its merchandise and how the things worked.
Buy our toys.
Yes, as he said, buy our toys, buy our freaking toys. That's why
what I
we
hear
make money.
in any commercial. Buy this.
Yes. Buy this. And if you buy enough of our copies, we'll make a Transformers My Little Pony. Oh wait, we already did that shit.
Actually, don't you know it? There is a little My Little Pony / Transformers crossover series called My Little Transformer, which is a web show.
Well, if you saw the 4th Transformers movie, they also have an MLP reference in it. But
The
of
first one did as well.
well, yes. But by that point, I wanted to
Didn't you
try.
also meet Transformers suit?
Oh
Yes,
yes.
I did. Outside of the Transformers films, I actually met a few of them, and outside of them, they're actually more fun to hang out with.
Okay.
Until I basically betrayed the Autobots by slicing Bumblebee's head off and praying my servants to Megatron.
Why, thank you, Swift, for finally getting rid of that terrible movie. Now it will be removed from our minds and our memories.
Oh god, that hurts.
Autobots, transform and do a crappy impression.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Shut.
Sorry.
Anyways, I was really interested in the Transformers and like, hence why when I first discovered YouTube, one of the shows I literally discovered was My Little Transformer, episode 25. and I did not know how YouTube fully worked on that, so except for the search bar, when I just searched in like for Transformers related media, I discovered there's also a G1 Transformers, which most people already aware of, including more, such as Beast Wars, that's one of my favorites, by the way, Beast Machines, which is Transformers Counter Robot, as I mentioned before, including 2 of the parts of the Unicron trilogy, which are Armada and Energon, including Cybertron.
What about robots in disguise?
It is actually, that's the point. Since the newer Transformers show is titled Robots in Disguise, and since the one made in 2001 has the same title, I prefer to call it as its Japanese name so I wouldn't get confused with the newer one being released.
Fair enough. Yes. Yes, Megatron was basically Zweilous. Anyway.
Try and wrap it up, Swift.
Oh yes. Anyways, my favorite anime was of course the Transformers animes.
Okay.
Anyways, your turn, Wave.
Okay. I got introduced to anime with pretty much Pokemon, frankly. Yeah. I just watched it one day. I mean, I also watched stuff like Sailor Moon. God forbid, $5 says someone's gonna try and friggin', well, try and chop my balls off for saying that, considering Sailor Moon's a girly show. Anyway, meanwhile, they go watch My Little Pony. Anyway, so there's that. There's also, well, that's about it in terms of my history with it. I also watch shit like Dragon Ball Z, obviously, but yeah. That's roughly the point. Aside from that, my favorite anime... Well, I watched more anime as the years went on thanks to Bionics, which was Canadian Toonami. But most of the other ones I'd either watch on Netflix or illegally. You know, because Crunchyroll only has subs, you useless sacks of crap. Hey, Crunchyroll, if you want me to support your frickin' service, have goddamn dubs in it. Christ almighty, I don't want to read it whenever I want to watch an anime. I'll go somewhere else to do it. Christ.
This is why I don't do subs.
But that's another rant.
Dabs.
Excuse me.
I prefer either one, Mitch. It doesn't really bother me that much, just as long as...
That's a rant for another day. My favorite anime, though, is probably going to be Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I just friggin' love that anime, and I thought it was a superior version of the Fullmetal Alchemist license in comparison to the 2003 version. And... Vic Mangina?
No,
do that, nod, man. Oh, wait.
Oh yeah, so you actually met him, didn't you?
Indeed, I did.
Was-
And while I was planning to go to 2014's WatCon event, Susan actually showed me about an anime convention, which she also told me Vic Mignogna was going to be there.
Yes.
And one of the reasons I went was also to have Vic Mignogna do one of his characters of one of the roles he plays. And since I didn't have time for that, or he didn't have that, time since due to the huge line, sorry Susan, but I did get his autograph and a picture of him with Galileo.
Frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if one year he ended up bringing tear gas to the event, considering how friggin' rabid those fans are.
Yep. Anyways, when I arrived at the Anime Con, I was intrigued. So much so, even before Susan showed me, it's one of the people at the con told me about Tokyo and Tulsa.
Okay.
Which also is another anime convention, which I went one day to see one of the actors, and which is one of the reasons of cons and, everything. Just a little heads up. Everywhere you look in a con, Deadpool is always there.
Well, yeah, they're like Jeff the Killer cosplayers. They're everywhere.
I saw like 3 of them when I went to my first comic convention in September.
Might as well rename them the Deadpool Corpse. Anyway, so, yeah. That's pretty much my favorite anime.
What was the most common cosplay when I went to Comic-Con?
I don't know.
Remember.
Alright, I think we should probably wrap this up, though, because we've been rambling for a while. Final point. Which anime are you guys currently, do you guys plan on seeing in the future? Alright, Tree.
Okay, I'm planning on finishing Death Note.
Okay.
And if there's any anime that interests me, like Fullmetal Alchemist, I'll keep watching that.
Alright. Okay, next, Susan.
Well, I know Italia is going to be having a season 6, but that's not going to be
it
out
is?
for a while.
Season 6.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's
But because
called...
life. Yeah, life. I blame life.
Okay.
Well, yeah, they did recently announce there will be a season 6 of Italia.
Okay.
World Stars, I think is what it's called. Looking forward to that. I don't know, but they didn't tell us when it's coming out.
Okay.
I might later down the line watch that swimming anime Free.
I wonder why.
The boys are attractive, and yeah, it does improve on that.
Called it.
But that and one of the characters, Haruka, he's kind of cute. Yeah. I can't choose between him or Kiku. Oh my gosh, they're both so cute. Funny thing, Haruka's voice actor for the English dub for season 2 is gonna be Todd Habercorn.
Fire Dragon Roar!
Yeah, saying that your voice is not too in Italy.
Okay.
So I might plan on seeing that later. I haven't really thought about seeing any other animes besides Free.
Free, free, free to freedom. Oh wait. Okay, Swift, you're up next.
Okay. Okay, there are a few animes that I'm interested in. One that I recently mentioned is the newer show, which is titled Transformers Robots in Disguise 2015. As of what some of the clips I've observed, it's mostly intended for kids. And for those who don't know, it's basically a sequel to the previous newer Transformers TV show, Transformers Prime, which is also one of my favorites. And as of the clips I've seen, it's mostly meant for kids. Somewhat. Seeing as though it has more of adult-rich moments.
Okay.
Like action, development, etc. Anyways, another anime that I'm currently interested in, was JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, 2012. I finished the Phantom Blood arc, which is one of my favorites, considering how one of my favorite anime villains of all time, Dio Brando, and one of my favorite protagonists of all time, anime protagonists, let's see, Jonathan Joestar, were in it, and has much more of an interesting role in it. Seeing as though it's the first season of the JoJo Bizarre Adventures anime. I'm currently into part 2, where they introduce somewhat of the newer antagonists, but I might get back to that later. And the third anime I'm currently interested in that I might check someday is Fairy Tail, despite some of the episodes of its filler arc, as I've heard in the previous chat from Wave and TellyZX.
But dude, but come on, Leo looks like a sex object, and I'm gonna pour bleach all over myself if I have to say that again.
And just a heads up, yeah, the Fairy Tail has a, ton of female fan service.
There's a lot of male fan service as well. It's basically equal opportunity.
Precisely. Aside from that, story-wise and character-wise, I'm mostly looking forward to it and seeing what happens.
Okay. Alright, is that it, Swift?
As I...
Oh, okay.
Let's see. That's that I can think of.
Okay.
As of no, dang it.
Okay, I'll move on then.
You don't have to, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, my turn. As of right now,
What about Magma?
he said to go last. Alright. For me, currently I'm watching After Story. God damn it. And yes, the reactions on for that will be coming up soon. I just need to get an opportunity to record it properly. So there's that. Also, I'm hoping to watch Code Geass. So yeah. So yeah, I could pretty much sum it up like this. And $5 to those who gets this reference. Dango, 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 daikazoku. Yeah. And that's it.
And for those who don't know,
We're all
he
dead.
mostly does reactions on the episode if you subscribed or watched to our channel. Where me, along with Susan LaCoy, along with a few previous guests, cameo in it to hear his reactions.
Frankly, it just changes from episode to episode, so it just really is all over the place. Alright, Magma, close it off.
Alright guys, the anime I'm most looking forward to seeing is Sword Art Online Season 2. It's gonna be coming out this summer, I think, hopefully. And I am excited to see it. The first season was awesome. I love the concept of it and everything. But that's pretty much what I gotta say about that. But I think there's a new challenger approaching.
I think it's best we wrap this up. This has been going on for a while. All right.
A long while.
So that concludes our Dish It Out segment on anime. I'm Curia. Someone go.
I'm Susan.
I'm Peter Rector Castform 1, 2, 3.
I'm Trico 101 Pippa or Ghost Espion or whatever that YouTube channel's even called.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Espion Ghost.
And this is the Magma Cleric. Signing off.
All right. Take
Peace
care.
out.
Peace.
Bye.
Alright.